All right, it's 7:30. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I will now call to order the Nanticoke Riverfest meeting. The first thing that we're going to start with this morning is a review of events or event updates. I don't have a whole lot for the group. I've talked to the Nanticoke Indian Dance Troupe performance. Originally on the schedule, we had them performing at 10:30, but because they are traveling, she asked if they could stay at their normal 11 o'clock time. So I'm currently just trying to figure out, we have kind of a 1 hour break to see maybe we can get like an acoustic performance that's not going to do a lot of setup or breakdown for that morning time slot. I had thought about moving the Sussex Sassy Dancers, but they really prefer a later performance time, so I'm going to try to accommodate that. The reunion band, Charlie and the Cool Tones, and as far as I know, all of the children's area performances have all been, booked, set in stone on when they are. And Grace Seaford will also be performing in the morning. So we should have either 1 to 2 slots open. That's going to be an hour slot for entertainment. I've reached out to a few people via Facebook that I've seen that have performed locally elsewhere to see if they'd be interested in coming. So hopefully by the next meeting I'll have that kind of set in stone. The one thing that I need to talk to Dina about, I don't think that we are going to have it this year, is the dunking booth. I know that's something, I was looking at the program articles the other day, and I know that's something she kind of coordinates with, and she hasn't mentioned anything about it. Since we're moving the children's area, it wouldn't be in that same spot, and it's kind of hard to move it elsewhere just because it's a lot to move. I can confirm with her, but I don't think that is going to happen this year unless we absolutely do want it, and I can talk to them about having it. Does anybody have any feelings towards that specifically? Okay. All right. The next thing I just want to talk about is event needs and logistics. The biggest thing I want to discuss is t-shirts. So I sent out an email. Thank you for your responses regarding your t-shirt size. If you have not gotten that to me, try to get that to me ASAP so that I can contact ASAP to let them know what sizes we'll be purchasing. Ashley and I briefly discussed after our meeting last week about maybe offering children's sizes. The biggest problem with that, and I don't want to say it's a problem, but you would have to order at least a youth medium because the artwork is only one size. So the artwork that's going to be on a size youth medium is the same size artwork that's going to be on an adult extra large. So if you have something that fills this much space on a kid's t-shirt, it looks great, but then on a large t-shirt, it's very small. So I think it's a good idea in theory, but not sure how it would actually work out. Yeah, well, and I just asked about maybe doing like a handful of like a dozen each to see, and it was just, like I said, it's one of those ideas. We haven't had it in a while that it was brought up, so I just asked Diana about it. I can have her make a model of what it would look like on a youth medium and then our largest size that we sell to see. And if we want to, take a look at it before we purchase and say, hey, let's give it a go, we can. Toby, I will also ask Diana if we can, I hate to order a huge bulk of shirts for the poker paddle, like not for the poker paddle, but just for the event, and then have a ton left over. So what I may do is ask her if she can print more almost after the fact if we don't have enough to cover, giving that away for the event. So I think that they should be able to do it, but I'm not going to assume anything, so I will ask her that this morning when we get back.
I think just a regular Riverfest shirt is fine.
Yeah, so
I think
we'll,
it'd be risky to try to print, poker paddle ones.
no, it wouldn't, yeah, it would just be the regular Riverfest, but I'm gonna not anticipate, I'm just probably gonna order what we've ordered in years past. And then, but if we end up running out of a size because you needed 20 larges, what we'll do is we'll just maybe give you a handful of each, and then when you run out, you make a tally. If we don't sell them at the end of the day, we'll get more made, or we'll give them out to the people at the end of the evening.
Okay, good.
As far as the t-shirts go, a couple of people have asked me if about the soft style t-shirts, which they're a little bit thinner. We've had them the last couple years. Unfortunately, they are not available in any of the colors. So I'm not sure what colors that they are available in, because they sent us like 8 colors. They are 4.5 ounces. Diana did tell me that the lime, tangerine, and sky blue, I believe, are available in what's called the Gildan 5000, and it's 5.4 ounces rather than the traditional t-shirts, which are 6.1 ounces. So the top 3 colors were actually lime, tangerine, or sky blue. So is there, I think either of those 3 colors will work just fine. I know we had sky blue, I think actually with the year that Toby is wearing, which is 2017. And so if we all agree, is there a particular color that we want to just vote on for the committee t-shirt right now? Between
All in favor of lime green?
You gotta make a motion.
2 limes. All in favor of tangerine? Wow. Yeah, it was a pretty bright tangerine, so it'd be dramatic.
it's between an orange and a lime green. So
What was the third one again?
sky blue. It's
in
kind of
favor
like
of sky
Tina's
blue.
color.
So we've got a tie, 2 and 2. Charles, you want to break the tie?
It doesn't matter to me, whatever the group would like.
Tangerine if it breaks the.
There you go,
Okay.
tangerine.
Okay.
All right, we got it.
I'll make a motion that the committee shirts be tangerine for the 2021 Riverfest event.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Okay, tangerine.
The mango lobby opposes. It's a joke.
Okay, tangerine. So the only other thing that I'll probably talk about is as far as event needs, and this is something we can discuss one-on-one if need to, is the upcoming your tent, table, and chair orders. And Gary can probably get with you as well. But we need to put in that order to Barton soon if we do need anything from them. And after, with the meeting minutes, I'll also be sending out the program articles. I will try to send them out either today or by tomorrow. If you could please review your event and make any changes, please try to get those back to me no later than next Friday, June 10th, because I have to meet with, or send it over.
That's Thursday.
Oh, excuse me, June 11th, Friday, June 11th. That's your birthday. So if you could please review those. For Toby and Bill, I know you guys are new. This is just the idea, and you can take that to Dina, and she can review it as well. That's just from 2019. Toby, obviously, we didn't have the poker paddle in 2019, but here's just an idea of what like different write-ups look like. This is the float in. These are the vendors and artist alley. So if you just want to use that for reference when you're writing up something, and I can help you if needed. But I'll take account of the pop-up tents that we have, but I do think that we're gonna maybe need a couple different setup this year. I think specifically like Annette, you have 2 10x10 blue pop-ups, and we may do the 10x40 in your area just because you're gonna have a larger station with more tables. So I'll send what we have, the 2019 tents, tables, chairs out with the program articles. So if there's anything specific that you think you need to change, please let me know. And that way Gary and I can work on that order and set up and break down the day of the event. That's all I really have for today's meeting. You want to start with, if we can move on to committee reports. Charles, if you'd like to start.
Nothing new to report. I checked all what we have in stock for tubes and everything. Erica helped me get some more, so I think everything's moving forward appropriately.
Thank you. Erica?
Okay, for sponsorships, we are up to $7,600. We've had several diamond sponsorships come in, which is great. So looks like we're in pretty good shape so far for the event financially. And I will be reaching out to everybody a little bit closer to the event just to make sure petty cash needs are, the same as what we've had in previous years.
Thank you. Jess, Ashley?
All right, so we've got 11 vendors right now that are registered and paid, 6 food vendors, 3 trades, 1 crafter, and 1 nonprofit, which I think for this time period is pretty normal. A lot of people will wait until a little bit later, and we do have some in-process vendors right now. And then people that we can reach out to if maybe we haven't heard from them, just to make sure that they're aware that, we're doing the event this year. But other than that, nothing else to report.
Thank you. Annette?
The children's area, everything's ready to go. I've ordered everything, all the crafts. I will get with you because I'll need a couple more tables. And all of the entertainment is booked. The only other question I have is the Hidden Idol. Are we doing that this year?
I think we should.
Okay.
I think it's had held interest for
Yeah, it really has.
many years.
Okay, so I'll get working on my clues for that.
Okay.
Other than that, everything's good.
All right. Thank you. Bill?
I've gone to all the businesses that Dina gave me to request door prizes. I've had some very good response. I told the people I'd be back like 2 weeks before the event to actually, collect them. I do have like 4 or 5 of them right now, as well as I've collected the bags from the bank, from a Wendy Cooper over at the bank, and Bowman's Radiator Shop gave me 100 business cards. As I said, I'd like to have all the town businesses give me at least 1 card that I could put in the goodie bags, just to make people aware of Seaford and what businesses are in Seaford. Like the Radiator Shop and the car tint fellow are both car related, and these are like things that if you came from other towns you wouldn't even realize they were there. So I think the business cards are a good thing. I'd like to continue with that. You said something about putting it on the website or a Facebook page. I'm not aware. I haven't visited either one yet. I don't know quite how. What is the website, or how do you get to that?
So our website is www.nanticokeriverfest.com. I've been talking with Dave and sending him some updates. I need to check on those to make sure that they're getting put out. But
Nothing new on
there's
Red Chick last night.
on last night. Okay. But also for the Facebook page, that's something that either myself or somebody else that is an editor can put in as a post, just asking local businesses that are, car centric, if they would be willing to give their business cards for the goodie bags for the car show. And then tell us to message them, and then we'll send them your contact information from there.
My other question is, I believe the consensus of opinion was on the card judging, that it would be a popular vote. In other words, the walkers by would vote on the cars. Now, this is something that Dina gave me. This is a 2015, 2016 car show judging form. And I don't know if we need something quite as complex as this. It's saying them to judge the body, the interior, the engine compartment, the paint, and the tires. I don't have anything like this printed out yet. Should I redesign something, or should I go with this and have it at the table, the registration table, for anyone who walks by that wants to pick up? In other words, how are all these people that are wandering around who are looking at the cars know that they're supposed to be judging the cars? How do I get my judges?
That's something that, you and I can sit down and take a look at further after the meeting. If we need to make a more generalized one, which one is your favorite based on looks, I don't know. I don't really know a whole lot about cars. But if we want to make a more generalized one for the public vote, it could just be something that you keep up at the information, or that, like, your booth. And if people come up and say, this is the car show, you just say, yes, if you'd like to vote on one of the cars as popular vote, you're welcome to.
I don't have to put placards around town, car show event. I don't have to put some type of a post placards around town during the festival, like some type of an A sign that would say, as you're walking around, you see this, go back to the registration table and get a slip to vote. Like I said, how to give these people information about the fact that they're voting on the cars. It's kind of eludes me.
I think that a lot of the people that are going have been many, many years in the past, and a lot of people, I think, come for the car show, so they're familiar with the fact that they're going to be voting on a vehicle. And if not, I think that people will follow the lead of, people who understand what they're doing. I don't think we really need to advertise it, because I do think it is a drive. People come specifically for that, and they know the process, So you feel that the best place to give them the car show voting slips would be right at the registration table? Yes. And then everyone would agree that that's the way to do it. Okay, then we'll just work out some type of a simple form for voting.
So this is not the first year that we've done the popular vote then, right? This has been done in years past?
Apparently based on
Yeah.
that he has
Okay.
in his book from Dina.
Yes.
Okay.
Dina did a lot behind the scenes that
Yeah,
we
I didn't
kind of
know,
didn't
but-
know about. She just reported everything was good,
was
so
that form was the one that was used in the past for the popular vote?
I believe so. That's
We have one here from 2016, and we have one here from 2000.
I'm just thinking if you could get something that would fit on like an index card size, might be a little bit easier for people.
4x5.
Yeah.
Much easier.
okay. Well, you and I can meet.
By 11, I get 3 cuts out of it. You could have a slicing
Right.
machine like
We
these.
can, and we can discuss it in further detail after the meeting, and go over just, the basics of what we'd like on there.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Bill.
Other than
Nothing more? Okay, thank you. Toby?
Okay, I have quite a few updates today. Katie was nice enough to put a nifty flyer together. Now, my printer doesn't do it justice. It's green. That lime green at the top is all the way down. So my poor little printer is struggling, but it's a really nice flyer. So that's good. I have a secret advisor, not a secret advisor. It's a friend of mine named Randy, who's a kayak fanatic. So I've been passing things by Randy, and he gives me feedback from past events, which is great, because I've been to maybe 2. He's been to 50. So he has lots of suggestions and things. So in the last week, I've identified some potential sponsors, water sports shops, and Mike gave me a couple, so that's good. And so in the next week, I'll be starting to reach out to them and talk about primarily the awards, for the best hand. So see what they want to chip in. I'll also be talking to Lowe's about the buckets. I think everybody's kind of familiar with how this is going to go. Well, it'll be 5 stations. Each one will have a bucket, and it'll have envelopes in it. And each envelope has got a playing card. So they pick one, and they paddle around to the 5 stations, and they end up with 5 envelopes, which have 5 cards. They come in back to registration, and we open the cards and register their hand, and then so they can kind of see what their chances are. So, and then we'll have an award ceremony at the end. So I'll talk more about that in a minute. So the buckets, I thought I'd approach Lowe's about, that'd be good advertising for them. Buckets floating around with Lowe's on it. And they also have, last time, somebody suggested to keep them floating upright, make sure they don't tip over, maybe use pool noodles. And they have pool noodles at Lowe's. I was in there. I was like, oh, great, pool noodles. So I'll talk to them about that. Randy also suggested, it's the middle of summer, it's going to be hot. So he said, give out water. So people might be on the river for 2 hours, 3 hours. So I'll talk to Food Lion about water. They usually are more than willing to throw in a case or 2 of water. So that'll be good. That'll be good. The linchpin for this whole thing, I think, is going to be the website. We've got the flyers, and it says go to the website to register. So the key is to get the website up and running as quickly as possible. And I think on our part of the website, it's important to have the flyer and a map to the boat ramp and how they get there, and the registration form, and then some nice, greeting text about, welcome to the event, we're glad you're registering, et cetera, and any rules that we might have. So we'll think about that. The state was more comfortable with this being a nonprofit sponsored event. So Katie has reached out before she left to the Nanticoke Watershed Alliance, Lisa Wool. And so I sent Lisa a lengthy email yesterday giving her all the background and, all about the event and stuff like that. So I'll call her probably tomorrow when she's had a chance to read that, see how she's thinking about it. But I think they'll be excited about it. I was thinking about the Watershed Alliance anyway, to maybe have a table by registration that they would want to be out there advertising about the Nanticoke.
And if you have any questions while you're talking with Lisa, please feel free to phone me in or just let me know.
Okay.
After you talk with her,
Yep,
if I can answer anything for you.
She's probably been to a bunch of these, so she may have
She
some
was
good.
pretty excited when I reached out to her
Great.
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that's exciting. At registration, what we plan to have is a route map. I'll make one of those on where the paddle stations are on the river. I'd like to hand out a goodie bag. So does anybody have any recommendations on sources for a goodie bag that'd be big enough to hold like a T-shirt and a few fun little things, maybe even their, bottle of water to stick in the kayak with them? Any thoughts on?
Probably maybe like Oriental Trading. You can probably get some plastic bags that are, or paper bags or whatever that are large enough to fit all of that stuff on there in a bulk price.
Okay. So you don't
So-
think anybody in town would, has anybody ever donated bags like that before that you know of?
Not that I know of.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking,
Yeah,
of business,
banks.
they could have their name on the bag, that'd be fine, but,
Okay.
all right, I'll fish around and see what I can find out about that. So they get the T-shirt, water, goodie bag, at registration, get all signed up. Advertising, we're talking about print advertising and maybe try to get something on the radio. We'll see. And of course, the flyers, go around to the water sports places and make sure they put the flyers up. I think we'll get the word out on that. Volunteers, Tracy reached out to me and said, how many volunteers do you need? I think at registration, if we had 4 people, that'd be good. Randy seems to think if we get the word out, this could be really popular. So we might get anywhere from 50 to 100 paddlers. So that'd be great. And it'll build over the years. So I want enough volunteers at the tables that it keeps flowing and we don't have a big line as people arrive. So I think 4 would be enough. So, and Katie, you mentioned about the tents. It suddenly occurred to me it's going to be hot out there in the sun. So I don't know if a tent's available.
Yeah, so what we can do is, this is in a Word document. I'll send it out to the committee members if you want to just in another font or just add it in with how many tents, chairs you think and tables you need.
Right.
Just add that in there, and I can talk with. And then I can get with Gary about ordering from Barton's and seeing, what the city has, getting our inventory, and then seeing, where we need to outsource.
Okay, great. Thank you. All of a sudden it occurred to me, 50, 60, 70 people out there getting in and out of the kayaks and stuff. Do we need a porta potty? Do you have one for the float in, Charles? Do you guys? You
Yes.
do. Maybe we should have one out there.
There is one currently at the boat ramp.
Oh,
that
there
stays
is.
down
Okay,
there.
maybe we're good then. Okay, good. We will probably, we have to stuff a lot of envelopes. So as we get closer, I may have an envelope stuffing party and ask people to come and help. If we had like 5, 1 for each bucket, putting the cards in, that'd be great. So stay tuned for that. The award ceremony, I thought maybe at 5 at the main stage. Does that sound all right?
Well, there
Not
will
the main
be
stage,
a
the-
performance, but at the boat ramp, if you want to have.
Okay, at the boat ramp.
That way, it's kind of like they go full circle. They hit all 5 spots. And that way, the boat ramp is large enough to host, should all of the paddlers be there at one time.
Yeah. That's a
It'll
good
be
point.
kind of an open area for you all to do that.
Okay, so at the boat ramp. Okay.
Toby, have you thought about, you're going to launch and retrieve from the boat ramp itself, correct?
Right, that's the plan.
If I remember correctly, there's 2 ramps. Are you going to want to cone one off so that you're not competing with people launching and retrieving their pleasure craft?
Yeah, probably a good idea.
So you just give that some thought.
Yeah,
And which
yeah.
one are they going to go upriver?
Yeah, they come up this way.
So it might be, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It might be best to do the one that's,
That's
furthest
closest.
east.
To the
Yeah.
east, yeah.
Just to think
Okay,
about, and maybe
good
where
thought.
your people will park so they're not competing with, because some of the boats that go in and out are large.
Yep.
They create a lot of wake.
Mm-hmm.
So
Should we block off the parking lot? I guess it would be the east parking lot, where next to the treatment plant?
that's a
then-
good suggestion, Gary.
Yeah.
If you go down there and look at it, there's a parking lot that's not really associated with the boat ramp by the treatment plant. If your people could park there, there'd be a lot less competition. And it's a
Yeah.
very short walk to the east boat ramp.
Yeah,
just to-
good idea.
That is a
Cause
good
then,
idea.
and
All right.
maybe beforehand, I can get with Parks and get their sprayer and put like some kind of stripes so that people can actually park halfway decently.
Yeah.
That
There's
way
plenty of
we can
space.
that way we can maximize it as much as possible.
Yeah, but there are no lines, so people are gonna do
Yeah.
what's best for them. So just maybe take a ride down there and.
Yeah, I'll do
put it in
that,
your
yeah.
mindset.
I was gonna do that this morning, but ran out of time. Let's see, I guess that's about it. Can anybody think of anything else I've not mentioned or forgotten? So I'll plan on the T-shirts thing, like we said. Katie might have to give out some sort of chit, that says, oh, you get a T-shirt too, but we just ran out, so here's your medium, and then we'll either get it to them at the award ceremony, if we see we haven't sold them all, or send
Yeah.
it to them.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Because some people may not be able to stay, so I'm
Right.
planning on getting their,
Or they
if
can-
they
they
have to
can-
leave,
they
then
can
get
come
their
and pick
address
them
and
up at
send
City
them a
Hall.
prize or T-shirt or
We're gonna
whatever we
we're
need.
gonna save some postage. They can come pick them up at City Hall.
Oh, good, okay. All right, I think that's it.
Thank you, Toby. Mike?
I don't really have anything new to report, just I'm still waiting on DelDOT for their event permit.
Gary?
Nothing new to report. Like you said, I'm gonna get with you and do it, probably get with Bobby and do a full inventory of what we have. And once we get the list back from everyone, we'll get our order for parkings and get everything scheduled.
All right, thank you. Tracy?
I got with Ann, so the Porter Johns are booked. And the trash will be the same as last year, Waste Industries. And as we talked about, we're gonna put the roll-off, I'm assuming, did you get permission behind Rural Farms?
Charles, do we have permission to place our?
You're talking about on our lot behind there?
Yes.
ma'am. Yep.
Okay. Yep.
So we'll do that like we did last year.
Let me think about that.
And for volunteer needs, I sent out yesterday all of the things from the information from previous years to people for their events that probably had changes. Some I didn't. I know I spoke with Ashley about vendors, about if they were going to adjust the time. So I would like to have all of those back by Friday so that the volunteer book can go out, because that will be almost a month away that week. So.
Okay. Thank you. Tina?
Nothing new to report, but Toby, in one year we did the 5K. Instead of giving them the actual shirt, they got a coupon. And they take it to the information booth to get their shirt. Instead of actually giving them the shirt. Then if some don't want it or whatever.
They can get a different size.
Yes.
They didn't want it, but wanted to give it to them.
Yeah, that's good.
So that may be, yes.
Yep, yep.
So instead of doing the shirt in the bag or whatever, just do a coupon.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion. Thank you.
Mike and I still need to get the bikes. I said I was on vacation, so either today or first of next week. Okay, well, maybe today, weather permitting.
Okay. Does anybody have anything else they want to discuss before we close?
So have you picked a location for the info booth?
Toby asked if we picked a location for the info booth. We typically have it in front of or next to the GMB, kind of in the GMB parking lot. That's something that we have not picked out yet because that's where entertainment will be coming in and out of this year, pending all. I can get all electrical logistics worked out for having the stage in the grass lot. But that's something that, Tracy and I, because she usually helps run the information booth, we can take a look at. I think we said something around City Hall area, somewhere in that area that's kind of central.
And I would suggest, I don't remember if it was the last time we had it or not, but we used a parklet one year, and I wouldn't recommend to do that again because
No.
people would step down, and it was for some of our helpers they didn't see the step, and it's kind of a hazard.
Well, and it's also, I thought about when we moved the tables, the T-shirts, everything, you had to move it around the post. It was nice to advertise since it was new and that people knew what it was about, how it was going to be utilized. But now that it's been around for a couple years, the Gallery 107 is having an art reception the week prior, and they have requested use of the parklet, so I've just asked them if they would like to keep it along Pine Street to help display or do some demonstrations, something like that. So I'm pretty sure that's where the parklet's going to be for this event. But we'll figure it out. Thank you. Anything else? All right. If somebody would like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Thank you.